Now that I think about it, I definitely dropped out of school. Like, I'm a dropout. So, let's get into it. All right. Beauty school dropout. Why did I even want to go to cosmetology school in the first place, right? So, I think it was a couple years after high school. I had tried the whole college thing. I went to like my local community college for like a year, if that, and I took some classes, but I really was not into it because I never liked school in the first place. Like, I wish I would have taken advantage of high school and college now that I, look back on it, because it would have been a great experience. Like, most of my high school years, I just was ready to get out and, make money. That was my whole thing, because I wanted to have this type of clothes, this car, or this kind of money, and I couldn't do it while I was in school. So I was just ready to get up out of there. And that's just me. I'm not into school for real, but I think education is important, so definitely get your education. So a couple years after high school, I tried the community college thing, and at this point, my locks are growing, they're long. I've been doing other people's locks, and I'm like, I think I could do this for real, because I already make a little money on the side doing hair, so let me go to school for it. All right, so I went to a local cosmetology school in my area at the time, and a very interesting experience. So I was going full time, but again, I wanted money, so I ended up trying to go part-time, but that's another story. So I was going full time, and it was a small school, I guess, just based on the area. Like, they didn't maybe have a lot of funding, I don't know. So it wasn't the most glamorous school, but it was, school still and all. The experience, I feel like I did learn a lot, but it was very high school-ish, like cliques and drama and gossip, but it was fun at the same time. Like, the people were fun, the teachers were cool for the most part. So, I definitely don't regret it. But let me tell you, I end up going to cosmetology school like 3 different times. And I remember my teacher telling the class a story about this lady who literally like came back 3 different times. And I'm like, oh, I would never do that. I can, like, wasting my time, wasting my money. I don't have time for that. And look at me, I went like 3 different times. So the first time, I was living in New Jersey, and I was going, and then I don't know if anybody remembers the Sandy storm. So Sandy storm came, I stopped going to school for a while, my car got messed up, like, everything was going wrong, and I was just ready for a change. And that's gonna be another story time, like why I moved from Jersey to Virginia. So I left Jersey and I moved to Virginia, and I transferred because they had the same school in Virginia that I was going to in New Jersey. So I transferred from New Jersey to Virginia, just looking for a change, but I still wanted to finish cosmetology. So this transfer to Virginia, whole facility was just nice and new, and new people. I was so excited, and same kind of thing, not as cliquish, not as petty as my experience in Jersey, but still the same group of girls. Is always something, but it was cool. This school actually had a nicer facility, but it was like less organized, so I did peep that right away. And I wasn't there very long because I ended up getting pregnant with my firstborn, so I literally dropped out. But I went back to another school in Virginia and only went for a day, because I was like, this isn't for me. This is not for me. I'm not staying here. And it didn't work out like with my schedule. I just was ready to actually finish something. So that's the only reason I went back for the third time, but it wasn't the right timing. Like, with my baby and my schedule, like, it just didn't work out. So I went to school 3 times for cosmetology, and I have yet to finish. But based off like my credits and hours or whatever I put in, I could go back and be finished in 3 months if I wanted to go full time. But again, schedule, and I really do not want any more loans or anything on my credit. So that's another thing holding me back. But that's something, you know, to think about. I don't know if anybody's thinking about pursuing a cosmetology career. I think it's very beneficial though if you get your license, because literally you can do hair, nails, makeup, skin treatments, like different things in the beauty industry you can do with that license. So it's very beneficial to have. But definitely take into account like your goals. If it's something that you're really gonna pursue, you're really gonna like finish, because I tell everybody that asks me, do not go unless you are sure like you're gonna push yourself, you're gonna motivate yourself to finish, because if not, it's not worth it. Now you just have these loans on your credit and they're just sitting there. But yeah, that was like my experience there. They give you like your kits and everything, which was cool. Also a part of your loan. But yeah, I'm just trying to think, is there anything that I'm missing? Definitely try to, you know, get grants and all that if you are gonna go, because you don't want to be paying out of pocket. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of information as well. And then you have to think about the state board. That's what really made me nervous, like just the thought of the state board and the different things I had to show them that I'm able to do, and can I practice the actual not practice, but can I pass the actual exam. So that's something you want to take into account too. But yeah, my advice is, if you're interested, definitely pursue it, but be prepared to finish it, because it's just like school all over again. Like, there's tests, there's, you know, different exams and practicals you need to do to show that you know what you're doing. Like, I had to cut hair, I had to style hair, I had to braid, and I'm not a good braider. Like, I braid my locks, but that's about it. What else? You know, we touched on nails for a little bit, but not too long. That's why I ended up going to nail school, and that's a whole nother story time. But yeah, makeup, but mostly hair, like perming, coloring, cutting, the different styles. We really didn't touch on weave for real, so that's something else that you want to take into account, that when you go for this cosmetology license, a lot of stuff you're going to learn outside of school or outside of what they teach already. So yeah, just take that into account, and definitely finish if you're gonna go. Again, I went 3 different times, didn't finish, and you know, I may go back, I may not, but it's definitely good to have that license if you're in that field. But yeah, at this point, I'm just a beauty school dropout, so I don't know.